In the quiet backwoods of West Virginia, about 15 miles outside the town of Parsons, there's a place locals refuse to talk about. It's called Black Hollow. You won't find it on any tourist map, and if you ask about it in town, people will lower their voices and change the subject. But 50 years ago, Black Hollow was the site of one of the strangest disappearances in Appalachian history. Our story starts in October 1972. A small college radio team from Morgantown, 3 students named David Knox, Cynthia Barker, and Ray Loomis, set out to record what they called a ghost frequencies experiment. They had heard rumors of a valley where radios picked up unexplained transmissions, voices whispering in strange dialects, music from nowhere, and sounds that didn't match any known broadcast. Armed with reel-to-reel recorders, shortwave radios, and microphones, they drove out to Black Hollow and set up camp inside an abandoned ranger station. Their plan was simple: stay overnight and document any audio anomalies. They broadcasted their location and plan back to their university radio station at 6 p.m. That was the last anyone ever heard from them. When the team failed to return, authorities launched a search. Over 2 weeks, local police, volunteers, and the National Guard scoured the area. They found the ranger station, but it was empty. Equipment was scattered, the radio transmitters smashed, the tapes unspooled and tangled. There were no signs of the students, no footprints leaving the site, no evidence of foul play. The strangest discovery was David's wristwatch, found inside an unplugged refrigerator. It had stopped at exactly 3:03 a.m. Investigators also recovered one damaged reel-to-reel tape. When forensic audio specialists tried to play it, they heard what sounded like dozens of voices whispering in overlapping patterns, in English, but also in languages no expert could identify. In between the whispers, a deep, distorted voice repeated one phrase over and over: "Stay with us. Stay with us." After a few minutes, the tape self-destructed. The magnetic strip disintegrated without explanation, like it had been corroded from the inside. The FBI quietly closed the case in early 1973, citing insufficient evidence. The ranger station was burned down by the county later that year, supposedly to prevent trespassers from getting injured, but locals believe it was to erase whatever the students uncovered. For decades, the story of the Black Hollow 3 faded into forgotten folklore. But in 2016, a group of amateur paranormal investigators from Virginia stumbled upon something chilling while metal detecting deep in Monongahela National Forest. They found a battered briefcase. Inside were 2 pristine reel-to-reel tapes labeled Session 2 and Session 3, along with Cynthia Barker's student ID. When the tapes were played, the recordings began with the 3 students casually discussing their surroundings: crickets chirping, a distant owl, the crackling of their campfire. But about 22 minutes into the first tape, the background sound stopped. Completely. No wind, no insects, no natural noise, just silence. Then, soft humming began. It grew louder, mechanical, pulsing in an irregular pattern, and then came the voices. Dozens of overlapping whispers saying phrases like, "We're still here. You can't leave. It's not your time. Don't forget us." On the second tape, at exactly 3:03 a.m., the same time David's watch had stopped, the students' conversation abruptly cut off. There was a long pause. Then Cynthia's voice, trembling, whispered, "They're inside. They're not human." The tape ended with a deafening static blast and the sound of something heavy being dragged across the floor. The briefcase and tapes were handed over to federal authorities, Within weeks, the Virginia Paranormal Group disbanded. None of its members have spoken publicly about the discovery since. To this day, Black Hollow is unmarked and unacknowledged on official maps. Satellite images show dense forest where the ranger station once stood. But locals say you can still hear faint radio chatter if you drive through the valley on a cool October night. Some hikers claim their watches and phones freeze at exactly 3:03 a.m. when near the area. A few have reported hearing whispers on their car radios even when tuned to static. And every October 17th, the night the students vanished, emergency dispatchers in Tucker County receive a handful of anonymous 911 calls filled with nothing but overlapping whispers. Some say the Black Hollow 3 were taken by something not of this world. Others believe they're trapped between dimensions, forever broadcasting a warning to anyone who listens. So if you're ever driving near Parsons, West Virginia, and your radio starts to hum without a signal, check your watch. If it's 3:03 a.m., you're all ready.